Okay, here, this is Trey Adams, and today I'll be talking about Texas Hold'em poker, a poker game played throughout the whole entire world. Despite its name, Texas Hold'em is mostly played in Europe, and the Europeans are genuinely way better at it than the Americans. So today I'm going to be talking about the basics of the game. So to begin with, each player sits at a table and is dealt two cards. The dealer button. The person to the left of the dealer button will receive the first card, and it goes in a circle, and then the people will get their second cards after done with their first cards. The blinds are what the people are originally playing for. The small blind is the person directly to the left of the dealer, and that person puts in one half of the big blind, and the big blind is directly to the left of the small blind. So after each player gets gets both their cards, and the blinds are posted, then the betting progression starts pre-flop, and the betting progression begins with the person directly to the left of the big blind pre-flop, and he has the right to bet, call, or fold, and then so on until I get back to the dealer. So once the pre-flop betting progression is done, the flop will come out, and once the flop comes out, the post-flop betting progression goes to the small blind first, or the person closest to the dealer on their left, if the small blind floats, and so on. So that person would begin the betting progression, and he could either check or bet. And since it's called No Limit Texas Hold'em, he literally has no limit. Say the pot's like $15, he can decide to put his whole stack in at $200. So that betting progression lasts from the flop, turn, and the river. And the flop, turn, and river are all community cards, which each player uses with their own two cards to try to make the best hand, which leads me into my next section of hand rankings. So these are the hand rankings for No Limit Texas Hold'em. And the worst thing you can have is high card. And then, so you say you got a high card, one pair will beat a high card, two pair will be one pair, three of a kind will be two pair, straight will be a three of a kind, a flush will beat a straight, a full house will beat a straight, a flush, and a four of a kind will beat a full house, and a straight flush will beat a four of a kind, a royal flush will be a straight flush. So pretty much, say you and a guy are in a pot, just you two, and he says I have a straight and you have a flush, that means you win the pot. And so after I explain the game to you and the hand rankings, there's several different places you can go and play poker. So it's either online or live. Online used to be really big throughout the world, and it still is, but in America, it got banned. It was called Black Friday. All the sites got banned in the U.S. Everybody lost their money on the sites. People are fighting to get back onto it. But in the U.S. now, you have to play on this website called America's Card Room, which is unregulated and offshore. So a lot of people choose not to play on it. But if you're in anywhere besides pretty much the United States, you can play online poker. And live poker is played in anywhere from home games to card rooms to casinos. Home games have a stigma of being illegal, but as long as the dealer does not, or the house does not take a rake of the pot or percentage of the pot, then it's okay. And there's two different types of Texas Hold'em. One is cash games and one is tournaments. Cash games are played exactly how it sounds. Each chip has a denomination of currency, and that currency is exchanged from person to person. And these are where a lot of the better players are because they have more money to play with usually. And the second is tournaments, and tournaments is when you buy in for a set amount, and you get a set amount of chips, and the last person with all the chips wins. Thank you for listening to my venue. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll be coming out with more content shortly.